So you want to know? Do you want to know? How about you? Do you want to know? Do you really want to know? Okay, fine, fine. I will tell you. Okay. So a buddy of mine told me about a brand new running track. Beautiful paved path down Shakopee by Granville Lake. Right? It's a beautiful area. It was a gorgeous state. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go for a run. They say it's a perfect 5-miler. It's great. Just go down there, just run along the track around the lake. So I got down there, parked my car, stretched, and I set off, down the running path. And it's a beautiful day, right? I come around the very first curve, and what do I see? A big group of people blocking the path. And they're holding signs. One sign says, "Stop blocking traffic, protesters." The second sign said, "I need to get to work." And the third sign said, "Protest someplace else." Apparently, there have been a bunch of protests that have blocked traffic so people couldn't get to work downtown. So some disenfranchised workers, office workers, decided they were going to protest that. But they didn't want to do it downtown because they didn't want to block traffic. So they went to, down to Lake Granville just to protest. So yes, there were protesters protesting, protesters protesting. Well, of course, they were blocking the trail and they were accosting people wanting to get signatures. I'm like, I'm not going to take the direct route. So what I thought I would do is I would go ahead and I'd hop the fence, go down a little bit, and then join the running path again and just go on my way. So I walked over and I climbed over the little fence, and sure enough, there's a little path leading through made out of dirt. And I said, great, and I started running. And I'm having a great time. And I look over to my left, I see Lake Granville, sun is shining on it, shimmering off the water. It's great, it's beautiful. And I'm going, and all of a sudden, thump. And about 3 feet in front of me, there's an arrow sticking out of a tree. Right? I know, an arrow. And I look over here, there's a clearing, and I can sneak over. And sure enough, there's a bunch of archery targets set up. And a big banner. And the banner said, "The Granville Archery Club welcomes the Metro Association of the Blind." Right? And I look, and there's a big line of archers there, going like this, pointed down range, kind of in my direction. I'm about to yell when they loose the volley. So what else can you do? I ran. So I'm running through the woods, looking out, arrows start kind of halfway falling. Most don't make it this far, but that's okay. And I'm running. I see a fence, and I jump over the fence. And I'm pretty winded by now. I'm like, okay, I need to get back to the running path. Where is the running path? So I put my hands on my knees, catch my breath. Wham! Ow! The back of my leg. And I look down, and there's a golf ball rolling away from me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I look over the left, there's the lake. There's no escape there. I'm not going back to the blind archers. And so I look over to the right, and sure enough, a whole bunch of golfers all lined up. And they're like this. And I'm like, well, so what else am I gonna do? So I take off like a shot, and I start running for the far side of the driving range. This was apparently the cue that they'd all been waiting for, because they all let loose. And golf balls rain from heaven like small, round, hard pieces of dimpled mana. It's just everywhere. And I'm running, I'm trying to dodge this thing. You can't dodge golf balls. And I keep on running, I'm running, and I finally see another fence, and I jump over that fence, and I stop. I'm like, ow, my shin hurt because that guy hit, and I got a big old welt kind of popping up on my hip where I got hit by a golf ball. I'm thinking, where is the running path? The running path has got to be here. I mean, I got to get there sooner or later, right? Hoping it'd be sooner, naturally, right? So I'm like, this hurts, but I got to keep on going. So I start running again. I'm running through the forest. And I'm like, okay, where's the path? Where's the path? And then wham, I pitch forward, face plant into the ground. I taste dirty leaves, I taste dirty branches, I taste dirt. And I'm like, that's when the pain hits. And my back is on fire. Oops, thank you. And my back is on fire. I'm like, something. I'm like, was that an axe? Did an axe hit me? And I reach behind me and I pull my hand back and it's covered in red. I'm like, was this blood? Am I going to die? But then I look at it and that's a wrong viscosity. This can't be blood. It was paint. So I look behind me, and sure enough, about 20 yards back, there's a guy covered head to toe in camouflage, goggles, helmet, the whole bit. He's holding a paintball gun. And I'm like, whoa, stop. I'm not playing paintball. I'm not a target. Please don't shoot me. He had a very gruff voice. You're in the zone. If you're in the zone, you're a target. And I tagged your butt, and I'm going to do it again. And so he raised his airgun rifle. I'm like, what? And so what do? I run. Because what else can I do at that point? So I start running, and next thing you know, poofs of red all over the place, all around me. And naturally, this makes a lot of noise. It's because all of a sudden on my left, I heard, we got a live one, boys. And on my right, I hear, get some. I'm like, what? And so I'm running, and then the rainbow just explodes around me because all these different colored paintballs just start hitting everything, right? And so I'm running, and I'm like diving over trees, diving over logs, underneath things. I'm rolling on the ground, jumping up, and I'm going. And I finally get to the point where I see a fence, and I jump over the fence amid a hail of paintballs. And I roll, and I pop up, and my eyes are wide. I'm just so hyped up on adrenaline. I'm looking, where's the next thing coming from? What is the next threat? Is it going to be wild dogs? Is it going to be a pack of feral geese? It's going to be something. And I'm looking around, and like, and because Mr. Come Get Some, he hit me on my left shoulder. That was yellow. And the other guy hit me, right here, on top of the golf. It was blue. Yeah. And I'm like, so I finally catch my breath, and I look around, and there, 15 feet in front of me, is a running path. Yeah. So you want to know why? That's why. That's why I bought a treadmill.